Assalamu alaikum. This lecture is for class 7th. Today we are going to deal with a new chapter, that is weather and climate. The human race has always been interested in weather and climate, and they tried to get the capacity to predict the weather. But they did not pursue this in a systematic manner. To know about weather and climate is very important because they directly or indirectly have a great effect in our physical and biological environment. The weather and climate not only affects our lifestyle and our food habits, but it has bearing on our economic status. Therefore, it becomes important to understand them and study them. Now, in this chapter, we will try to understand the weather and climate, and we will also learn about the elements that control these phenomena. Weather. What is weather? Weather is a state of atmosphere at a specific time at any one place. The atmosphere of a place includes temperature, precipitation, humidity, cloudiness, air pressure, wind speed, and direction. Weather. It represents these conditions of a small area for a short period of time, which can be as small as a day. This is so because weather is a dynamic in nature. It changes after very small intervals of time. It can be cold in the morning, hot and humid during the day, and warm at the night. Thus, here we can see how frequently the weather can change. Weather conditions, they are not permanent in nature. Thus, we can describe weather as a dynamic in nature. Climate. Climate is the weather conditions over a long period of time at a specific place. The elements taken into consideration are the temperature, pressure, winds, humidity, and rainfall. Climate, it does not change frequently. Thus, in simple words, we can define climate as the average weather conditions prevailing in large area over the period of about 30 to 50 years. The conditions of the elements of weather keep on changing, and this makes the weather a dynamic phenomenon, while as the climate of a place remain more or less the same. Now we will discuss the differences between the weather and climate. Weather is the condition of the atmosphere in a specific place at a given point in time. These atmospheric conditions may take place day by day, minute by minute, or seasonally, while as the climate is the average weather conditions over a place, and it mostly take place after 30 years of time. Weather may involve just one conditions of the atmosphere, while climate includes all the conditions of the atmosphere, such as temperature, precipitation, wind, humidity, cloud, and pressure. Weather occurs in a place with a short period of time, while as climate takes place over long period of time. Weather is what you get on a daily basis, while as climate is what you expect over a long time. Weather changes within a short time. The overall changes and variations of a climate are very stable and may take decades or centuries to occur. The scientific study of weather is called meteorology, and meteorologists studies weather. The scientific study of climate is called climatology. A climatologist studies climate. As we have already discussed about weather and climate of a place and the differences between the two, now we will learn about all the elements which influence the weather and climate of a place. The first element which influences the weather and climate of a place is atmospheric temperature. As we all know that the main source of heat and light on the earth is the sun. The sun is a ball of fire with the surface temperature about 6,000 degrees Celsius. The sun is about 150 million miles away from us, and the amount of heat we receive from the sun is very small. The heat of the sun received on the earth is known as solar radiations or insolation. The heat of the sun reaching on the earth's surface is not same for all the part. It differ in different parts of the earth. The area close to the equator receives maximum insolation, and it decreases as we move away from the equator towards the poles. The earth's surface absorbs maximum heat during the day, and at night it is radiated back, and this is called the terrestrial radiation. Now we know that the heat of the sun reaching earth is not same at all the places. This phenomena has led to the formation of three distinct heat zones on the surface of the earth. The three heat zones are torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. Torrid zone. It lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So this is the torrid zone. This torrid zone is the hottest part of the earth. Thus, it is named torrid, which means hot. The rays of the sun fall vertically throughout the year in this torrid zone. Thus, this zone receives maximum insolation. The second zone is temperate zone. The north temperate zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, while as the south temperate zone lies between the Tropic of Capricorn and the Antarctic Circle. So this is Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle. These zones receive less amount of insolation, and these temperate zones have mild temperature. The third heat zone is frigid zone. The north frigid zone lies between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole. So this is the North Frigid Zone, while as the South Frigid Zone lies between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole. So this is the South Frigid Zone. In these zones, the sun rays fall in a slanting way. These are the coldest parts of the surface of the earth, as the rays of the sun are slanting and very less amount of insolation is received by this area. Thus, this polar region remains frozen for most of the year. Now, heating of the atmosphere. The sun rays coming from the sun do not heat up the atmosphere directly. The atmosphere absorbs very small amount of solar radiations which passes through its layers. The radiations, they first heat up the surface of the earth, from where the heat is transferred to the atmosphere through different processes like conduction, convection, radiation and advection. In conduction, the heat is transferred from a hot body to a cold body when they are brought in contact to each other. In convection, the hot air becomes light and rises up. In this way, heat is transferred through the current of air. In radiation, the heated surface of the earth radiates heat to the atmosphere without any medium, and this is called terrestrial radiations. While as in case of advection, the winds from cooler regions mix with winds from warmer regions and the heat is transferred. At last, measurement of temperature. The temperature is measured using an instrument called thermometer. Thermometer has a glass tube containing mercury, which expands on heating and contracts on cooling. The reading of the contraction and expansion in a marked glass tube will tell us about the temperature of a body, which can be measured on two scales, Fahrenheit or Celsius. In Fahrenheit scale, the freezing point is 32 °F and boiling point is 212 °F. While as in Celsius scale, the freezing point is 0 °C and the boiling point is 100 °C. Thank you.